can go ahead and take the quiz as soon as you're ready. Go ahead and take the quiz. Reverend has just joined us. There's one person finishing up, but would the rest of you turn to page 174? Just look at C on 174. Okay, everyone is done now. So, short poem by Catullus. And I just like to practice identifying agreement, noun and adjective agreement. Finding things that go together, also besides nouns and adjectives. So I'll give it once through in English. I mean, the other English, Latin. Nulla potest mulier tantum sedicere amatum, vere, quantum a me lesbia matem est. Nulla fides ulla fuit, unquam in foedere tanta, quant in amore tuo ex parte reperta me est. So the first clause is, nulla potest mulier tantum se dicere amatum vere. And tantum we're going to leave for now. Take it, translate it when we translate the quantum. Mulier is, as you look down in your glossary, is the noun, and what gender, number, and case is it? Meaning woman, mulier.
Singular noun.
Yeah, and what gender?
Feminine.
Feminine singular nominative. Great. So, nulla potest mulier tantum sedicere amatum vere. What do you see? What goes together? The noun adjective agreement. Anthony, I saw your eyes look up for a half second. You're muted.
Okay, got it. Well, there's noun adjective agreement. Okay.
Yeah. So there's an adjective that agrees with the noun mulier.
Okay. I guess. Nulla.
Nulla, good. Nulla, mulier. Those agree. Okay. So that's the subject, nominative. Where's the main verb?
See, amatum.
Nope, that's not an indicative. We want an indicative verb. That's a participle. It can't be a main verb.
So it would be.
Anyone else can also jump in if you want.
Potest.
Potest, okay. And potest is a verb that always takes a what? Matt.
Yeah, I don't know.
But to be able always takes a what in English as well?
A preposition.
I'm able towards.
Or an infinitive.
An infinitive, right? It has to fill out its meaning. I'm able doesn't mean, doesn't clarify much. You are able to do what?
Hey, I'm sorry I'm so slow today, but what passage are we reading right now?
We're on page 174.
Okay, that's okay.
Catullus 87.
Okay. At the top. I missed that one.
At the top, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Matt, do you see the infinitive, the complementary infinitive for potest?
Dicere.
Dicere, yes, good. Okay, and now, Sophie, when we see the word dicere, what should we be looking for?
An indirect statement?
An indirect statement. So to find an indirect statement, we need to find what? Or
And
additional parts. Yeah.
an accusative and an infinitive.
Great. Can you find an accusative?
Sorry. This may be completely wrong, but is amatam acting as the accusative?
It's accusative in, yeah, it is accusative, but it's not a noun.
No, it's not acting substantively. Okay.
It's not. It could be theoretically, but it's not. We're going to take out tantum. We're not going to talk about that. We've dealt with nulla, potest, mulier, and dicere. Only have a few words
Then
left.
I guess it has to be where.
Well, no, that's an adverb.
No. Okay.
Little word.
Wait, is it in this clause or is it in the next clause?
No, it's in this clause. It's say.
Oh.
That pronoun, the reflexive pronoun. That's
Okay.
accusative. Okay, so there's our accusative subject. Where's our infinitive verb? Alex?
Sorry, I have no idea if you're talking to me or not.
No, I'm talking to everyone, but until I decide to call on someone. Sorry.
Sorry, what was the question?
Where's the infinitive?
Oh, the infinitive? That's dicere.
No, that's introduces the indirect statement. To say that, that's the complementary infinitive for potest. I'm looking for the infinitive in the indirect statement that we said we had.
Oh boy.
It has a clue. It's not entirely here. It's only partially here.
Would it be essay then?
Yeah. So amatam esse is the full infinitive. That's a perfect passive infinitive. But in Latin, a lot you can leave out esse. If for reasons of efficiency or in this case meter, you don't want it. Okay, so nulla mulier potest dicere that, right, indirect statement, se amatam esse vere tantum, okay, a me lesbia amata mea es. So lesbia is a feminine singular personal name, proper name. Excuse me. So where's the verb of this sentence?
Is it S?
It's actually something more with s. It's s plus the participle. It's a compound tense.
Amata S?
Amata s, yes. And then who's the subject of amata s?
Me.
Mea who? There's another word.
Me.
No, me is a ablative pronoun. I mean, a feminine.
Lesbia, is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, lesbia mea. Lesbia mea. That's a noun and adjective. And then ame is the preposition a plus the ablative with a passive verb. Means what kind of construction is that going to be?
Is it agent?
Yeah, the
By
ablative.
me?
Yeah, by me, agent. Okay. Euphemia, are you there? Invisible, but can you speak or maybe not?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I don't know where we are exactly.
We're on page 174
Okay.
at the top. Patelis 87. But if you haven't heard everything, then I'm not going to call on you yet.
I got like the lesbia part and I just didn't know where we were. So I wasn't able to like read along.
Yeah.
So
That's okay.
someone else. Thanks.
Marielle, could you take a shot at putting this together very slowly?
The first two sentences or just okay.
First
So no woman is able to speak to
or to
him.
say that, right? It's an
Oh,
interesting indirect statement.
To say that he
Now, is it he?
amatum say is accusative.
Yeah, it's accusative. It's going to be the subject, so we can make it nominative in English. But what kind of word is say?
Pronoun.
Yeah, what kind of pronoun?
Reflexive.
Yes,
Oh, so her or
yes,
she.
it reflects back, it leans back to the subject, which is mulier. So no woman can say that she, referring to herself, that she amatam esse.
Is going to. I forget what amatum means.
Well, do you know the verb in general? Amo, amare?
Is it to love?
Yeah, to love, and amatam esse is the perfect passive infinitive. So no woman is able to say that she
Is going to have been loved.
It's perfect.
Oh, has been loved.
Has been loved, vere, in truth. And then tantum quantum we can just render as much as in English. So no woman is able to say that she has been loved in truth, vere, as much as
Me lesbia is loved.
me lesbia.
Oh, I thought the me was an.
Yeah, that's an adjective. We don't say me lesbia. Say my lesbia, right?
Oh, I was thinking. Okay, yes, my lesbia is loved by me.
Ame, by me. And not she is loved, but amata s.
Was loved.
No, it's right tense. Has
Is
been
being loved.
okay. It's the right tense, perfect. She, but it's not the right person. It's not amata est. It's amata s.
I loved, or sorry, you loved.
Passive.
She was loved.
You still.
Oh, you were loved.
Yes. As much as you have been loved, you, my lesbia, have been loved by me. Ame. Good. Nulla fides ulo fuit unquam in foedere tanta. Quanta in amore tu ex parte reperta mea est. Okay. Chris, do you see any nouns and adjectives that go together?
Yeah. In both lines?
Starting with the first.
Okay. Yes. Tanta and nulla.
Tanta, nulla, and those are both adjectives going with a feminine singular noun. Nominative.
Which should be fides.
Yes. Nulla fides tanta. Right. Good. That's our subject. And then do you see any other noun adjective agreement?
Still third line.
Yep, still the third one.
Ulo's in ablative. Not immediately. I see a unquam should be a. It's just an adverb, so no.
Yeah. Do you see any adjective noun agreement?
Is it ulo and fuedere?
Yeah, ulo and foedere are both ablative. Good. So nulla fides tanta, our subject, then our verb fuit, then umquam the adverb, then ulo in foedere, right? A prepositional phrase with the ablative. Quanti in amore tuo ex parte reperta me est. Euphemia, do you see any adjective noun agreement?
Reperta and quanta?
Reperta is yes, yes and no. Reperta is part of a compound verb, so reperta est is the verb.
Okay.
Of which quanta is the subject. So yes.
Okay, so reperta est and then quanta.
Yes. Anything else?
Parte amore?
So
No. Sorry. Amore and tuo.
Amore tuo. Amor is masculine. Yep. Amore tuo and
Mea agrees with something, but I'm not sure which one.
parte is feminine ablative singular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last thing anyway, because they're the two prepositions. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, Matt, would you like to take a stab at putting it together?
I'll try. So
and tanto quanta, you can again translate it as great as.
Okay.
The second half.
Okay. So no faith. Is fuit. Why am I forgetting this? Is or has been.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Was or has been. No faith. Has umquam. Has
ever been. What is ulo?
Ulus is any.
Okay. So no faith has ever been in fuedere. Fuedo is
Foidus. Foideres.
forgetting.
Anyone? Out. Not out.
So out.
No. I said help him out.
Oh.
Like a agreement or a pact or treaty.
A pact. Yeah. Pact, treaty, or agreement. Pact, maybe.
Okay. So no faith has ever been
Ulo in foedere.
In a pact.
In any pact.
In any pact. As much as your love.
As much as in amore tuo, in your love.
In your love.
As much as the faith that in your love.
Of my parte reperta.
Yeah. Ex parte mea. Yeah.
So of part of my.
Not part of my, but mea is modifying parte. So out of, or maybe on, we would say, on mea parte.
On my part.
Best.
Is, and then reperta.
Yeah, that's in the glossary. So this is a compound tense, the perfect.
Okay. Is.
Has been.
Or has been found.
Okay. Themia, could you do that last couplet again, those last 2 lines? Just make sure we all got it.
Sorry, last 2? So I was actually a little confused with the fides part.
Yeah.
Like, where is that?
It's the subject of fuit.
Okay. So.
Modified by nulla.
Okay, so none of your faith?
Not none of, but no faith.
So no faith.
Meaning like fidelity, it's not a theological concept.
Okay, so no faith. Was as.
We'll take tanta at the end. Was unquam, was ever.
Was ever any.
Ulla agrees with foedre, not fides. Was ever in.
What? So was ever in, like, in a treaty?
Yeah, in any treaty. There was never faith in any treaty. Tanta, quanta, as great as.
As great as in your love. And then as
in your love. So as great as, again, we're still talking about the fides, the fidelity, that in your love, reperta est ex parte mea.
That has been found.
Yeah, that has been found ex parte mea.
Of my part, like out of my part.
Yeah, we say on my part.
Okay.
It says from my part. Out of my part. Yeah. Anthony, can you sum it up? What's the point of this little poem? Tell us.
Probably can't, honestly. I was just following like the syntax and stuff, trying to figure it out as I was going, and I wasn't focused on the content at all.
What did it mean? Anyone know what it meant?
Catullus really loves Lesbia and can't find a love that's greater than that.
Is it he can't find a love that's greater than that?
She can.
I guess she can't.
Like she'll never find.
Right? There's no woman who's been loved better, and there's no fidelity in any love greater than in the love of her ex parte mea, on his part, right? The fidelity is ex parte, is not her part. Okay. We won't dwell too much on this, but you're tempted to say, why is Catullus messing up the word order?
Yes, that's what I was going to just ask you.
Good. But it's so beautiful. That's the point. He's showing you how intertwined he and his love and Lesbia are, because the words are intermingled, right? Lesbia, amata, mea, es, right? Amata and es go together, that's his love. Lesbia, mea, that's her. They're all mixed up together. The fides, the fidelity is so great, it can't even fit inside the pact, literally. It's on nulla fides on the one end of the line and tanta on the other end of the line. And the foedere, ulla and foedere, is in the middle. So it's on his part, but he's all entangled in her. Ex parte reperta mea est. But she doesn't really care about him. So That's why he's messing up the word order.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Should have known, like, she was famous for having affairs with everybody. For whatever reason, he thought he would be the one exception. Okay. Then let's look at your the sentences you prepared for today. We're on, let's see, page 187. Chris, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, are we doing the Latin to English?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just go to actual things. Don't mess it up. Hold on.
All right.
That was page. Sorry, that was page 187, right? Oh, okay, yeah, because we were on 10, and I was like, oh god, did I do the completely wrong thing? I got it. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm back. Si utamor navibus sociorum quam primum fugere possimus. So I wrote, use the allied ship, we will be able to flee as soon as possible.
The allied ship, Sociorum, doesn't agree with navibus.
Oh, yikes.
We use something in what case in Latin? Utor. Utor takes an object in what case? Anyone?
Not the accusative.
Not the accusative, the ablative. Okay, so what are we using? Si utamur navibus sociorum.
It's sorry, what do you mean what we're using?
What's the ablative? What's the thing?
Oh.
Utamur we use.
Oh, and are we using an absolute?
No. We just use something in the ablative.
Okay.
Which
means?
No. I'm not asking you what kind of ablative. I'm just asking you to find the ablative in the sentence, the first half of the sentence.
Oh. No.
Yeah, navibus is ablative. Yeah, navibus is ablative. So if we use the ships and then sociorum, what case is that?
That's a genitive.
Yeah, so if we use the ships.
The ships of our friends.
Of our allies, of our friends, we can flee quam primum as soon as possible. We're very close, but not quite. What mood are utamur and possimus?
Dependent verbs?
No, mood is indicative, subjunctive, or imperative. Those are moods.
Utamur is in subjunctive.
Yeah, and possimus is subjunctive. So we're in a condition with subjunctives in the present tense.
So,
condition is it?
Future more vivid condition?
Less vivid. Subjunctive is less vivid.
That's
yeah.
Oh, right.
So then how do we translate a future less vivid?
So it would be something like if we use the ships of our allies.
Should would is translate. Future less vivid.
So if we should use the ships of our allies, then we should be able to flee as soon as possible.
We would be able to flee as soon as possible. Good. Okay. Number 2.
Can I do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So noli arbitrari nostra scelera esse peiora tuis.
Okay, the noli implies that it's a command, correct?
Yes, the noli isn't forming a negative command. Yep.
Okay, is it formed like the arbitrati? Is it formed like funny because it's one of those weird verbs we did yesterday?
Yes, it's deponent. It's not funny.
Sorry, I forgot the name.
The form isn't funny, right? The form is passive. The funniness is its translation being active.
Okay. So then it's do not think or believe.
Yeah.
And then I also was a little confused on this, but I'll tell you what I got. I got our wicked deeds to be like more worse than yours.
Yeah, we don't have to say more worse. More bad would be technically possible, but worse is
worse.
Yeah,
okay.
Comparative. What is essay?
To be.
Yeah. What kind of word is it?
It's an infinitive verb.
An infinitive. And nostra scelere. What case is that phrase?
Oh wait, hold on. This is it okay? Is it nominative plural? No, not nominative. Something plural.
It theoretically could be nominative plural. It's a neuter, but it's not. It's instead what is the nominative always identical to? Neuters.
Wait, say that again. You got cut out.
What is the nominative always identical to with neuter nouns?
Oh, the accusative.
Yeah. So this is accusative noun.
Okay.
An infinitive verb. What little bell is going off in your head? Hopefully.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is it some type of word comparison thing?
No, it's a specific construction. The accusative and infinitive is. Anthony, do you know?
What was the question?
The accusative infinitive. What construction is that? Having an accusative and an infinitive.
What construction? If the accusative infinitive.
Sophie?
Indirect statement.
Indirect statement, yeah. You will see indirect statement on every single page of Latin. Unless it's a very big page of dialogue or something. I mean, very big print. Almost every page of Latin, you'll see an indirect statement. So it is imperative to recognize it. So yeah, don't think that, and then you'll be able to translate the rest of the Sethemi.
Okay, so don't think that. Okay, this makes sense. So don't think that our wicked deeds are worse than yours.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we may have done bad things, but don't think they're worse than yours because they're not. Okay.
Sorry, just to sum up. So accusative plus infinitive indirect statement has the that. That's
we translate with that and a nominative and an indicative in English.
Thank you.
So tuis, right? That's a substantive adjective. It means your wicked deeds. Tuis sceleribus, but we don't have to repeat it. And it's ablative because it's the ablative of anyone. Comparison. Good. Number 3. Matt, would you take that?
Sure. Imperator sequentes hortatus es ne odium juvenum verentur. So imperator, the emperor would be the subject. And sequentes sequentes, would that be a present participle? So, and then hortatus est would be a perfect passive. Would it just be a perfect passive verb?
Yep, perfect passive indicative.
Okay.
Or
so
singular.
And hortatus, what's that vocab again?
Hortor, hortari, hortatusum, anyone?
That's the urge or encourage, right?
Yeah, to urge, encourage, exhort.
Okay. The emperor having been urged.
This is an indicative, hortatus est in its deponent. Passive form, active in meaning.
Okay, so urged.
Yes, the emperor urged, the commander urged.
The following people?
Yes, those following him, the following people. Good.
Not not to verentur, not to
Verior is another deponent. Meaning to fear.
Not to fear. Odium uvinum.
Yeah.
The hateful youth.
What's the lexical entry of uvenum from whence uvenus derives? It's uvenus.
Okay, so
and odium, odi is a noun, not an adjective.
Okay.
So not to fear, which is the accusative.
Not to fear the odium.
The hatred.
The hatred of the youth.
Of the youth. Yes.
Okay.
Of the young men, of the youth. Good. What kind of subordinate clause do we have? Ne odium uvenum verentur.
Indirect command.
Yes, indirect command. Very nice. He urged them not to do something. He said, don't be afraid of the hatred of the youth. Okay, number 4, who would like that? Alex? Sure, thank you.
Fatebamur nos proficisci conatos esse ut iungeremus manum hostium. We were confessing that we had attempted to set out in order that we might join the hand of our enemies.
Yeah. A manus can be a hand or a band.
They're band or troop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The band of the enemies.
Nice.
Good.
So it wouldn't work if you said join in hand with the enemy?
No, because we have to join, we're joining a direct object, the manum.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not an idiom to join in hand. That's not a Latin idiom. So we can't make something Latin into an English idiom that it doesn't mean. Yeah.
Got it.
How about 16? Who wants to take that? Chris, can you do it?
Yeah. I can try actually. I messed this one up. Aeneas der nactus est. Let me make sure I didn't write that wrong actually. Yeah, Aeneas der nactus est ut aiunt et multa proficiscens Troia ad Italiam expertus est. Okay, so the first part was Aeneas, a child of a god.
Dea. Gender.
Of feminine.
Yeah, so not a god, but a.
Of.
What's a feminine for god in English?
Dea.
In English.
Oh, of goddess.
Yeah, of a
Of a goddess.
Yeah, so Aeneas is
Goddess.
this,
Okay.
or this could be from the deponent that you just learned. Yeah, we did learn it. Nas Gornaski natusum. So Aeneas was born of a goddess, ut aiunt, as they say.
Okay, right. Like I wasn't trying to say just as. I was like, okay. They say multa proficiens. They say and many set forth.
Now that's making the participle a indicative and the neuter a masculine. So don't do that. Go to find the indicative first. Don't.
Okay.
English word order has to be respected.
Expect no.
Yeah, expertus est.
Expertus est.
So
many experience.
Multa couldn't possibly be the subject of expertus est. Expertus est is singular and masculine. The subject is singular and masculine. It's expertus and est. So what's the subject of expertus est?
Expertus est must be Troia. Troy.
No, that's not nominative, that's ablative.
Right.
It's just the pronoun. What pronoun do we need for a masculine third person singular?
Masculine third person singular. So he just, it wouldn't be just he is. Just
he expertus est. He experienced.
Okay, so he experienced. So he experienced
well, he has to experience something in the accusative case.
Italian.
That can't be the object because it follows a preposition. It's multa. Multa is accusative neuter plural. He experienced
many
things. You have to supply in English to know what gender it is.
Okay.
He experienced many things. He, proficiscens, there's a nominative again, so it's telling us more about Aeneas. He experienced many things. Proficiscens.
I messed that up. Oh, how did I mess that up initially? I made it like a participle.
Well, it is a participle. You just translated it in English as if multa was the subject. It's a present participle. Masculine.
Oh, so he experienced many things. Not having set forth.
No, but it's present. Not having, that would be perfect.
So he experienced many things setting forth.
Yep. From
ad Italiam, from Italy.
No, ad is towards words. The ablative is from.
Yeah, from Troy ad Italiam, so to Italy.
To Italy, yeah, setting out from Troy to Italy. Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, who wants 17?
Can I do this one?
Oh yeah, Femi, go ahead.
Okay, because I think this is the one that I was like struggling with yesterday.
Okay.
So amor patriae est boni civis. Is it like love of the country is the mark of a good citizen?
It's exactly like that.
Okay, so this is the predicate, the genitive predicate. Is that what's called predicate genitive?
Predicate genitive.
Okay.
Yeah. So the love of the homeland, the native country, is belongs to, is a mark of a good citizen. Sorry. It's okay. Okay. How about 37? Yeah, Sophie, thank you.
I don't think I've done one yet, but be forewarned, this might just be terrible.
Okay.
Quam obrem scelera ilius generis fere solebas, nos in hac familia neque tanta mala fere solitisumus neque feremus. What I got was, why were you being accustomed to crimes of those sorts with a sword? We in this...
No.
Okay.
No. Ferum is sword. That's neuter. Second declension.
Okay.
So fere isn't possibly a form from ferum.
Oh, okay. That's
Fere is the infinitive of the irregular verb that we learned last unit. Fero, fere, tuli, latus.
Oh, which one was that?
Bring, bear, carry, endure. Probably endure.
Okay. So, why were you accustomed to endure crimes of those sorts?
Yeah. Of that
Okay.
singular. Ilius generis singular.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes much more sense. Then, right. Okay. So then we in this family neither were accustomed to endure all bad, and then I thought maybe it was like implied crimes, nor will we... Wait, hang on. No, now I'm like messing myself up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nor will we feremus.
Nor will we endure them?
Yes, exactly. We in this family, neither have we been accustomed to endure tantamala, such evils, such evil things, nor will we endure them. Neque feremus.
Okay.
Good.
Cool.
38 is a bear. Do we want to go over this? This is problematic. I can translate it really fast if we don't want to. Okay. So, with the commander, Imperatore Locuto, having said many things, milites facisunt, the soldiers confessed, verbs of saying, speaking, blah, 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 expect an indirect statement. They confessed that, say, they, vereri, feared, mortem, death, parum, too little. But still, we're in an indirect statement that they knew well that they couldn't all die. I guess they had a death wish, but they knew they couldn't all die. I don't really know what's going on. Anyway, sibi opus est, still we're in an indirect statement, and then we have this idiom opus est with the dative. They needed, or literally there was a need for them, but they needed pati to suffer, mala atque pericula, evil things and dangers, ut omnis orbis terrarum, so that the whole world, the whole orb of the lands, would praise them, se laudaret, cum gaudio, with joy, deacons saying, this is back to the whole world, saying, or in an indirect statement within an indirect statement, that evil, malum, pulsum esse, had been driven a terra from the land propter audacium, on account of the courage horum virorum of these men. Any questions? Yeah, Sophie.
I had a question about the part that you translated as, but they knew well that they couldn't all die, because I translate this, I don't even know how I got this, but I translated that as, but they were not all able to know death well. Is that, I don't know how I got that. Or if that would work.
Say it again. They were not able.
But they were not all able to know death well. I think it's because I was looking for, like another verb with the to be able.
So to know death well would be mortem, but mori is an infinitive.
Okay.
So mori is the infinitive I would take with posse. To be able, no.
Oh, I think I did scire. I think it was because I did posse scire. They were not known posse scire. They were not able to know death well. That wouldn't work though?
It would have to be they were not able to know to die. Because mori is an infinitive, not a noun.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
And the infinitive, the complementary infinitive usually often precedes the verb on which it depends. So to be able is often immediately preceded by the infinitive that's gonna go with it.
Okay, I think that makes much more sense that it's an infinitive. I think that's what messed me up. Thank you.
Alex,
it's one of the first times we've seen like that double indirect statement though. That was definitely it's like that they knew well that.
Yeah. We have like a very long indirect statement and then an indirect statement within an indirect statement. But I will tell you, the thing that people normally read their third semester, so the equivalent of after this course, is Caesar. And Caesar has entire pages of indirect statement where the Gauls come to him and he says, and the Gaulish legate said that, and then we have entire pages of indirect statement. So, yep, that's what we do. Okay. Let's see, how are we doing for time? Okay. How about the next 2, 4, 5? Are there any ones that were particularly, only 4, problematic? 42 is very dramatic.
I had a lot of trouble with number 40.
Okay, then let's look at that. What's the main clause? Sophie, could you identify that?
Okay, so 40. The main clause, is that the last clause with the karuturi essent?
Nope, that's a subordinate clause that introduced ne. That's a ne, so salute pecunia, blah, blah. That's a subordinate clause that can be main.
Okay.
Ideally, we should have an indicative. We have an indicative.
Praecabantur?
Yeah, and what's the subject of praecabantur?
Would that be pauperes deus?
Pauperes is the subject, deus is the direct object.
Oh.
Okay, so can you translate that main clause?
Okay, so the poor people let's see. Praecabantur, is that one the calling towards?
No. Yeah, pray to.
Pray to, okay. Okay, so the poor people were praying to the gods, not to, but then salute, isn't that a noun?
Yeah. So they were praying to them. You pray. What's going to come after verbs of praying? Things like praying.
An infinitive? Oh no, an indirect statement?
You don't generally pray that a fact is. You pray.
Oh, an indirect command.
Yeah, that something may come into existence.
Okay.
Yeah, so an indirect command. So they prayed ne plus the subjunctive carituri essent. The poor people were praying the gods.
Oh, okay.
That they not carituri essent.
Whoa, okay, sorry. I just got super
Okay.
confused.
All right.
You might have someone else takes this.
No, I don't. Does anyone want to translate carituri essent? Right, they were praying, poor people were praying the gods or beseeching the gods that ne carituri essent. Matt, can you take this?
Where are we starting again? I'm sorry.
So we're starting at ne. So we translate pauperes deos precebantur. The poor people, the paupers, were praying the gods. Ne salute pecuniaque et omnibus bonis in urbe carituri essent.
Okay, so in order that
it's not a purpose clause, it's an indirect command. They were praying, and then this is the content of their prayer. That
gotta look for the, so would it be that money and
no, those are ablative. So we need to, the verb is carituri essent. Like that.
Okay. That they would.
Yeah, not.
That they would not. Carituri comes from.
Careo.
Okay.
To lack.
Okay, that they would not lack.
And you lack something in the ablative case.
Money and
salute, money, and omnibus bonis.
Salute, money, and
salus, salutis, meaning health, safety, and then in a theological sense, salvation. But probably health,
okay.
Or safety.
So that they would not lack money and health or safety.
Yeah. At omnibus bonis. And
all good, or
yeah, all good things.
All good things in the city.
Good. All right. So there we have our two clauses. Our main clause, the poor people were praying gods, in our indirect command that they would not lack health, money, and every good thing in the city. And now we're going to get more info about these pauperes. They were cupidi duetiarum et prima luce Romam proficiscentes. We have two adjectives, one just a regular adjective, cupidus, and another present participle, proficiscentes, telling us more about these pauperes. So, Marielle, tell us more about these poor people.
Is the first part fond of riches?
Yes, desirous of riches or fond of riches. And
would it be setting out at first light or something?
yeah, they're setting out at dawn at first light.
And then from, or in, because it's an accusative for location.
Yeah, so odd. It's the equivalent of odd Roma.
From to Rome.
To Rome. Yeah, they're setting out to Rome. Right, so eager for wealth and setting out for Rome at dawn, the poor people were praying the gods that they would not be lacking health, money, and all good things in the city. And then, spes hominibus est saepe caecissima. Man's hope is often extremely blind. Okay. And then I just love 42. Tot mala sum passa quot in caelo sidera sunt. So melodramatic. Chris, would you translate that?
I actually wasn't able to get to this one, but
okay. So pati or pati passusum is to suffer.
So tot mala sum all bad things on this mala.
Tot is as many. So sum passa tot mala. So take sum passa as the verb with the pronouns implied, and then mala is the direct object.
Sorry, what did you say passus was again?
Pati or pati passusum is to suffer.
So
passion.
So I suffer.
I suffered. Yeah, it's perfect. I suffered as
many bad things as there are under the sky.
There are in the sky as there are sidera in the sky. What are sidera?
Sidera, that's not like burning or anything.
No, sidus sideris. Anyone? I've suffered as many as there are stars in the sky. Yeah. All right.
Same.
Say that again.
I was joking. That's
okay. Oh. Thank you. Reading A is wonderful. So dramatic. But just a time. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do the beginning of it at least. Okay. Okay. Que cum ita sint, Catalina, perge quo cepisti, egredere aliquando ex urbe, patent portae proficiscere. Okay. He's a little heavy-handed here, Cicero's. He doesn't want you to miss it. He's spitting in his face. Patent portae proficiscere. Nobiscum versare iam diutius non potes, non feram, non patior, non sinam. So quecum ita sint. We're in the middle of the speech. So he says, since this is the case, we don't know what it is, but he's already explained. Since this is the case, okay. Catalina, oh Cataline. Alex, will you take up the first little bit up into ex urbe?
Yeah. Perge quo quipisti. So okay. So quipisti is second person. You, this is perfect. You have Perge. You have
So perge, what form is that?
You have continue. Is that an adverb? Like, it's what
from a verb.
is this? It's from a verb, but like perge. So okay, so it's in the present stem.
Mm-hmm.
It's imperative.
It's an imperative. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So continue. Continue to where you have.
Yeah, koipi, koipise.
Is that a new one? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's unit 10.
Okay, well.
To begin. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Continue where
you have begun.
Where you've begun to go. Going where you've already set out, right?
Okay.
Egredere.
So this is well, it's probably passive imperative. I mean, it looks like
exactly.
Okay. So egredere, and this is another. Yeah, this one is go out. So I'm gonna. Okay, but it's deponent, so it has an active meaning.
Exactly.
Okay. Go out now. Now at last.
Yeah. Now at last. Go out. Yeah.
Okay, from the city.
Yeah, and why don't you just continue to the period actually?
Okay.
Patent.
Stand open. So the gates stand open.
Mm-hmm.
Set out.
Yeah. Leave. Yeah. The gates are open. Leave. Right. But with nice alliteration. Nobis conversare jam diutius non potes. Mariel, will you take that?
Nobiscum versari. We.
So nobiscum is cum nobis. It's not the
live with us.
Yeah. So.
Live with us.
Okay, versari is an infinitive, to live.
To live with us.
So we need an indicative first, remember? Always look for that.
And so the indicative would be potes, not able.
Yeah.
You are not able to live with us. Duitius.
From diu. Diu is a long time. So diutius is
for longer amount of time.
Yeah, any longer.
Any longer.
Now you can't live with us any longer. Non feram, non patior, non sinam. You can imagine Fitzgerald banging his fist. Yeah. Those are all. Yeah. Why don't you take this?
Don't do.
Okay, so fere is to bear, carry, suffer, endure. But it's not an imperative. What form is this? Fer, present stem plus a plus m. Non feram.
Accusative.
Verbs can't be accusative.
Oh, whoops. It's in the participle.
Nope, this isn't a participle.
Oh.
Fero, fere, tuli, latus. Latam would be a perfect passive participle. This is the present stem. This is an indicative. Anyone know what tense of the indicative we have?
Is it a subjunctive?
It's not a subjunctive.
Is it future?
Future. It could be a subjunctive theoretically, but yeah. context. Yeah, so future and what person and number?
So this would be first person singular.
Mm-hmm. So non feram.
You will not carry.
First person?
I will not carry.
I will not enjoy. Non patior.
I will not patior.
Patior pati passusum. The verb I just talked about.
Oh.
Recently. That's the passusum.
Oh, stand.
Yeah. Stand it or suffer it.
I will not allow.
I will not allow it. Okay. Quotiens tu me designatum quotiens vero consulem interficere conatus es. Okay. Matt, would you take this? This is an exclamation.
Okay, I'll take a stab at it. So, how many times? Conatus. So, is that to tell?
To try. Conor, conari, conatusum.
Okay, so, how many times have you tried? To interficere,
interficere.
To is it interfere?
No, it's a much worse kind of interfering. To do in, to kill.
Okay.
I mean, literally it means to do in between somebody, but it's
Okay.
How many times have you tried to kill?
Would it be me designatum? So would it be my?
Not my. That would be meum.
Okay. Was designatus elect? So kill me. And designatum.
When I was the consul elect.
Oh, okay.
So when I was elect, meaning having been elected but not in office actually, and then vero, even when I was consulem. How many times have you tried to do this when I was
consul?
When I was consul, when I was in the office. Nihil agis, nihil ad sequeris, neque tamen conari ad vele desistis. So I'll just take this. You don't do anything, you don't gain anything, and yet you don't stop trying and wishing, right? So he's had many attempts against Cicero, got nowhere, but doesn't dissuade him, right? So he says, egredere ex urbe Catilina, liberarem publicam metu, in exilium, si hanc voces expectast, proficiscere. Euphemia, would you take that?
Sure. Okay. Get out of the city. Catilina, right? That's is it Catilina? That's how you say it?
Yeah, Catalina. Cataline is how we say his name in English. Cataline.
Okay. Okay, libera rem publicam metu. Is it free the state of fear?
Yes, from fear. Good. Ablativus separation.
In exilium, what's it? Okay, so in exile.
And then a subordinate clause, si hanc vocem expectas, but proficiscere in exilium. That's the main clause.
Okay, so to start. So to start in exile. Sorry.
Oh.
No.
I didn't recognize you.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Proficiscere is to set out.
Sorry, someone just walked in, was confused as to why I was in here. Okay. So to set out.
Yeah.
From exile.
Into exile.
Into exile. Okay, so set out into exile.
Yeah.
And then si hanc vocem expectas. So that is this so that or if no?
Yeah, if expectas.
So if you are waiting. Welcome. If you are waiting for the voice.
Yeah, this voice, meaning this statement. Right? Leave. Go into exile if that's what you're waiting for someone to tell you to. I'm going to tell you. Go. Right. And then he personifies Rome and has Rome talk to him. He says, Etenim si mecum patria, quae mihi vita mea multo ascarior, si cuncta Italia, si omnis republica, si loquitur. And indeed, if patria, our homeland, if cuncta Italia, all Italy, si omnis respublica, if the whole state, sic loquitur, if it should speak mecum with me in this way, seek in this way. And then he says about the patria, his homeland, which est carior, is dearer to me, mihi, multo, much dearer to me, vita mea, than my life. If it should say, let's imagine, what would Rome say if she could talk? She would say, Marque Tulli, quid agas? Marcus Tullius, what are you doing? Tune eum, quem esse postem comperisti, quem ducem belli futurum vides, quem expectari imperatorem in castris hostium sentis, auctorum sceleris, principem coniurationis, evacatorum servorum et civium perditorum, exire patiere, ut abse non emissus ex urbe, sed immissus in urbem esse videatur. So Rome might say, this is a very long sentence. Are you, patiere, allowing him to go out? Him, back at eum, him whom comperisti you've learned is an enemy, quem ducem bellum futurum vides, whom you see to be the leader, the future leader of war, quem expectari imperatorum castris hostium sentis, whom you perceive to be expected as the general in the camps of the enemy, the auctor sceleris, the author of crime, the principem coniurationis, the chief of the conspiracy, and the evacatorum servorum et civium perditorum, the summoner of slaves and corrupt citizens. Are you allowing him to exire, to leave? What are you doing? To leave with the result that videator, he seems to be not sent out by you, but from the city, but immissus, sent against the city. Okay, so that was very long. I took it, but just want to point out the tricolon crescendo that happens. If you ever want to write a speech, tricolon crescendo is a great way to do it. So 3 parts, we love 3s as humans. And if each part gets bigger, it's always better. Bigger in drama and bigger in length. So, auctorem sceleris, principem coniurationis, same number of letters, but more syllables, evocatorum servorum et civium perditorum, definitely longest. Tricolon crescendo. And I think quem esse hostem comperisti, quem ducem belli futurum vides, quem expectari imperatorem in castris hostium sentis. I haven't counted syllables, but I'm pretty sure that's another tricolon crescendo. Okay. Just have to point this out. Let's take a break and come back at 12 after. Okay. I don't know why we lost people, but c'est la vie, perhaps. Sorry if it feels like I'm taking away your glory. It's hard to balance letting you translate these wonderful but difficult real Latin and having time to discuss the grammar. But do a readings course and you'll get to do reading all the time. Okay. Unless anyone has any comments about Cicero, we will move on to Unit 12, which is the last unit for this module. Okay. Right, so we're going to learn how to translate subjunctives that aren't in subordinate clauses, so independent subjunctives. We're going to learn about direct questions and indirect questions. And then we learn a few more forms for demonstrative, another demonstrative adjective, and then indefinite and intensive adjectives. Okay, so the independent subjunctive. Subjunctives mostly occur in subordinate, that is, dependent clauses. Right? If they're subordinated to something, they have to be dependent on it. So what are the subordinate clauses that we know that use subjunctives?
Conditions?
Conditions?
Or less vivid conditions? Or?
Yep, less vivid and contrafactual conditions. What else?
Because.
Because?
Maybe not.
No, because Claude uses an indicative.
Purpose clause.
Purpose clauses, yep. What else?
Indirect command.
Indirect command, conditions, and then relative clauses and indirect statement. Okay. But a subjunctive can also be the main verb of an independent clause, of a main clause. And there are four uses of the subjunctive as an independent verb: the jussive, the potential, the deliberative, and the octative. Okay, so let's talk about each of these. The jussive or hortatory subjunctive, technically, if it's used in the third person, it's jussive. The second or third person, I suppose. And then the first person, it's hortatory. Really a picky distinction, and I will never make that, or expect you to make it, rather. So it's used to express a command, right? We have an imperative for the second person, but if we want to express a virtual command to either ourselves or to some other person that we're not directly addressing, we use the independent subjunctive. So pueri cantent, not the children sing, pueri cantant, but pueri cantent, let the children sing. Eamus, let's go. Progrediatur, let him proceed. Penemus, let's eat dinner. All right, so that's a jussive or hortatory subjunctive. So a jussive or hortatory subjunctive is a main verb of a sentence and expresses a command. Any questions about that?
Is there a difference between this kind of command and the command forms that we learned previously? I mean, like in meaning in English?
Well, it's not, you can't use an imperative in English for anything but the second person, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
We have to use a helping verb, and that's sort of the same thing in Latin. It's not a direct do this, but let's do it, right? Sort of encouraging something to happen. But it's not so very different, no. You can also negate it using ne. So ne cenemus, let's not eat dinner. And it's slightly more polite if you use ne with the second person, it's more polite than the noli nolite. Which is
So
yeah. Go ahead.
So it's always translated with let.
If it's second person, it would be something like, why don't you do this? Or go ahead and do this, or something that's a command but a little less forceful.
Okay.
Yeah. But let is always a safe translation with first and third persons. You can't say let you do something. That doesn't make any sense. With first and third, which is generally where you see it. Command or an exhortation. Negated with ne. Then the potential subjunctive. So another meaning an independent subjunctive could have is it could express potential, right? It expresses an action which might happen. So not facitis id, y'all are doing it, but faciatis, you might do it. Not nunc orat, he's praying now, but nunc orat, he might be praying now, right? It's possible. There's a potential, it's conceivable. Te credamus, we might believe you. Theoretically possible, not going to commit either way. And this is negated with non, right? He might not be praying. Non oret. Might not be. Normally is, but he might not be. And the deliberative subjunctive, so in an independent subjunctive.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So how would you know the difference between, oh gosh, I think it's called the adjussive and the potential? Like when you're reading something, how would you know which one it would be?
Context. Also, punctuation might help. If there's an exclamation point, probably going to be adjussive. But other than that, it's contextual. If it's negated, you would know the difference because adjussive would be ne, negated with ne, and potential would be negated with non. But if it's positive, you just have to try both and see which one made sense.
Thanks.
Yeah. Then the deliberative, if we have a subjunctive that's a main verb of a question, it is a deliberative or rhetorical question. Hoc faciamus? Not, are we doing this, but should we do this? Shall we do this? Quid dicam? Not what am I saying? Quid dico, what am I saying? But what should I say? Quid fecisse possum? What could I have done? So a rhetorical, deliberative question. And then finally, the
wait, what was that negated by?
Non.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And then the optative subjunctive expresses a wish and is introduced by utinam, often, or the shortened version is ut. And the negative would be utinam ne or ne. Utinam eos vidam. Would that I might see them. If only I could see them. Right? It's expressing a wish for the future. Ut non dicat. If only she wouldn't speak. Right? But she's always going to, because every time she gives a party, she gives a speech. But ut non dicat. If only she wouldn't speak today, this evening. Questions about those subjunctives, independent subjunctives.
And this one is negated by which one?
So it's utinam ne or just ne.
Oh, right. Sorry, I totally missed that on the side. Thank you.
It's okay.
Do you have a handout for these?
I don't have one on Blackboard, but I'm sure I do somewhere.
if you could find one, I feel like that would be really helpful for me because sometimes, like with these types of things, the handouts are really helpful for me.
Yep, I will. Duly noted.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Any questions about these independent subjunctives? So the jussive and potential, as we said, we have to distinguish by context. The deliberative is in a question, and the optative is prefaced by utinam or ut. And it's going to be clear that it's not a purpose clause or an indirect command because this is the main clause. It's not dependent. There's no indicative followed by ut, right? It's just a main clause saying ut, eos vidam. So you'll know that's an optative subjunctive. We haven't actually talked about it, although we have translated direct questions, but just to be thorough, we're going to talk about how to form direct questions in Latin. Direct questions are often introduced by an interrogative word, a question word. Quis, who, quando, when, cur, why, quomodo, how. So cur non me convenies, why won't you come with me? Right? An interrogative word and then usually an indicative, unless, right, it's a deliberative question. Most of the time, a direct question is introduced by a question word and then an indicative. And then as we've seen before, if there's no question word, if it's a yes-no question, right, are you going to come or not? Are you going to come? Yes or no? The enclitic ne can be introduced to the can be attached to the introductory word to indicate that the clause is a question. This introduces a neutral question. Right? Just yes or no. Any questions about this so far? This is just how we form direct questions in English, so except with a ne. Then there's a few other words that can suggest the answer you expect in Latin. So if a question begins with nonne, you expect the answer yes. If the question begins with num, you expect the answer no. So nonne me convenies, you're coming with me, right? Surely you're going to come with me. Aren't you going to come with me? Right? Something like that. Some way to indicate we expect you to say, sure, I'm coming with you. Num expects the answer no. You're not coming with me. You won't be coming with me, are you? Will you? Surely you won't come with me. Right? Surely is clear but rather archaic. So we can, not just using tone of voice, but with these num or nonne, we can indicate, the speaker can indicate which answer they expect. And then if you're proposing a question with two mutually exclusive alternatives, you begin with utrum, and then your or is on. So utrum me convenies an manebus. Will you come with me or will you stay? We don't translate the utrum in English because when we're introducing alternative questions, direct questions, we don't have a beginning word in English, but Latin starts with utrum to indicate the first option and then on to indicate the second option. Questions about that?
Could you give a different example in English with the nonne and then with the num, like what the nonne would be in English and what it would be?
Yeah. You're not going to wear that. Does that expect the answer yes or no?
That expects the answer no.
That expects the answer no. So you'd begin that with num in Latin. Whereas, don't you think he's nice? Expects the answer yes. So that would begin with nonne in Latin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Other questions? All right. So then indirect questions, moving right into that. An indirect question is a reported question. It is preceded by a verb of saying, thinking, knowing, seeing, perceiving, asking, and the like. So my sister tells me where the ships are. So the direct question is, where are the ships? Right. The indirect is, my sister tells me the answer to the question, where the ships are. Right. My sister tells me where the ships are. Chris, it is not clear who he is. What's the direct question?
Who is he?
Who is he? But the answer to that question is not clear, right? It is not clear who he is. I wondered whether my friends heard my words. So, did my friend hear my words? I didn't know. I didn't know the answer. I wondered whether my friend heard my words. Do you all think you understand indirect questions in English? How do you feel about indirect questions in English?
What is the difference between the first sentence and like an indirect statement?
My sister tells me that the ships are somewhere would be an indirect statement. The statement is the ships are somewhere.
Okay.
But where is a question word? It can be a little tricky sometimes, but if you could introduce it with that, it's probably a direct statement. If it's a question word, probably an indirect question. Yeah. Okay, so in English, we have a main verb and the interrogative word, and then the direct question, although the word order may change. So the direct question, when will you arrive? Indirect, I'm not sure when you will arrive. In Latin, we have a main verb and the interrogative word, and then we use a subjunctive. So, cur regina ambulat is the direct question. Mariel, what does that mean? Mariel, are you there? Maybe not.
Sorry. Would it be where will the queen walk?
Cur is why.
Oh, why will the queen walk?
Yeah, why is the queen walking? Present tense. So, video cur regina ambulet. Alex, can you translate that?
Would that be I see why the queen is walking?
Yeah. So somehow I can perceive the answer to the question, why is the queen walking? I see what you did there, right? I see the answer to the question. What did you do there? That's an indirect question. So just a review of the sequence of tenses. Why do we have ambulet? It's a present subjunctive. Why would we have ambulet?
To indicate that it's, how do you call, an indirect question.
Yeah, so we have a subjunctive to indicate it's an indirect question. And the reason we know it should be present subjunctive, may I explain the tense?
Because it's happening simultaneously to me seeing?
Yeah, so I see is a primary sequence verb. It's about the present or future. So to indicate something that's contemporaneous, I'll use the present subjunctive. But if I say, if their direct question was, why did the queen walk? Or let's see, why did you cut that tree down? Okay, that's the direct question. The indirect is, I saw why you cut that tree down. What tense would the subjunctive be?
Pluperfect.
it would be just perfect, because in primary sequence, perfect indicates past, a question about the past. Present indicates a question about the present, contemporaneous question. And then in secondary, I saw why the queen was walking, right? That would be an imperfect subjunctive. So, quando cantabimus, when will we sing? Dic mihi quando cantaturisimus or cantemus. Tell me when we're going to sing. So, tell me that you're happy, right? Well, that would be an indirect statement. Tell me what you're wearing to the party tonight. That would be an indirect question. Okay. Any question about these indirect questions? We can also use utrum and an. Those indicate alternative questions in an indirect question. So I'm wondering whether you're gonna bring ice cream or a cake, right? We use utrum. I'm wondering whether, utrum, or on. So utrum on in both direct and indirect question indicates two alternatives. And really quickly, some more demonstrative, indefinite, and intensive adjectives and pronouns. So the demonstrative adjective idem means the same, right? So I've got the same car as you, right? I guess would be vehiculum. So idem vehiculum, the same. So just note the forms in bold. They're slightly different than what you would expect. But for the most part, there is a id with the suffix dem tacked on, right? Istem, eadem, idem, iddem. Those are edem. It loses its s. With idem, it lost its second d. And then the other form is basically the m turns to an n, or e speaking. It's not eundem, but eundem, because that just flows better.
And you said that this means the same?
The same, yeah.
Great, thank you.
Idem, eadem, idem. But for the most part, you just know it if that pronoun is id plus dem tacked on. Then quidam, quidam, or quodam. I have both up on the screen. That is frustrating. Quodam is the adjective form. Quidam is the pronoun form. I'm not going to test you on that. It means a certain. So quidam wir, a certain man. I will send this to a certain woman. Quidam feminae. That indefinite adjective is basically qui, quae, quod, relative pronoun, with dam tacked on at the end. And then the intensive adjective, ipse, ipsa, ipsum. Basically, this uses the endings of ille, illa, illud, those same endings, except the ipsum is with an M. And it's an intensive. So either self or very. So I could say, I walked to the store. But if I want to intensify, I could say, I myself walked to the store, right? I saw the president. Maybe if that's not particularly remarkable because you work on Capitol Hill, you would just say that. But if you are a tourist, you might say, I saw the president himself, right? And use an intensifying adjective. So ipse ipsa ipsum intensifies whatever pronoun or noun it's agreeing with. Okay. And then if you look on page 206, there's the demonstrative adjective iste, ista, istud. Didn't put up on there. It has the same declension as ipse ipsa sum. Iste, ista, istud means that of yours, right? So not hic liber, this book, not ille liber, that book, but iste liber, that book of yours. But often it has the derogatory sense. So, iste, we're that damned guy. Often, not always. And in medieval Latin, it loses its derogatory sense. You'll find it in prayers, and it would make no sense for it to be derogatory. But in classical Latin, it is often, but not always, condemnatory or derogatory. Okay, questions? All right, then let's look at Unit 212 drill. It's on page 210. Okay, so let's go over it. What we're gonna look for independent subjunctives. What are the 4 types of independent subjunctive? Just have to give one.
Potential.
Potential.
Should I just go off or?
If you have others.
Deliberative.
Deliberative.
Oh.
Potential. Deliberative.
I forgot how to say the other one, the first one.
Oh, what does it express?
Like allow.
Yeah, it expresses an exhortation. So jussive or hortatory. And then the 4th one, potential, deliberative, jussive, and optative. Okay. So the potential and the jussive look the same, although just as a clue, your book is going to put exclamation parts with the jussive ones. Then the deliberative one is what's going to tell you we have a deliberative subjunctive. Punctuation. What is it?
It should have a question mark.
A question mark. And then what tells you we have an optative subjunctive?
I guess I'll keep going.
Utinam, if only, right? Sort of utinam or ut, or utinam ne or ne if it's negative. Okay. Sophie, we take number 1.
Sure. So with that, just
you sound very strange.
Oh, sorry. Am I better now?
Better. Yeah.
Okay. Would that just be let us answer?
Yes, let us answer. Right. How about 2, Marielle?
They all respond, or they.
So respondent, they respond. That's a fact in indicative. But here we have a subjunctive plus utina.
Okay, so if only they would respond.
Yep, and then what are you going to do with domini?
That's not to God, is it?
No, dominus domini. It's not Deus, that's God. Dominus domini is Lord or Master.
So if only they respond to the master?
It's second declension. Dominus domini, so it's not dative. To the master would be domino.
Not sure how to fit it in then.
Okay, so what form could it be?
Nominative.
Okay, nominative plural. Great. Could be the subject.
Oh. So the masters, if only the masters would respond.
Exactly. Okay. Chris, you take number 3.
Ad quem locum accedamus. To which location shall we go?
Where shall we go? To what place shall we go? Right? Deliberative. Right? Not which place are we going? That's about a fact. Oh, which place should we go? Might we go? Should we go? Shall we go? Alex, number 4.
Intelligebat quam obrem non respondissemus. So, he was understanding that, or he was understanding why we had not responded.
Good. He was understanding. So what sequence are we in?
It's the indirect question.
Yeah, but primary, secondary sequence.
Oh, okay. This is a secondary sequence.
Right, so that's why we use the pluperfect to indicate a question about something prior. So he was understanding why we had not responded. Great. Epithemia number 5.
Sorry, what was bootstrap again?
So nothing. I mean, it doesn't have a meaning. It indicates that we have an alternative question. And in English, an alternative question, you just use or if it's direct. If it's indirect, he wondered whether he should go to Europe or he should go to Asia, right? You'd use whether and or for utrum. But in indirect questions, should he go to Asia or Europe? We don't have a head word.
Okay, so, and then eubebis, is that to command?
Mm-hmm.
So, you...
It's a question.
So is it like you wonder whether you will command?
There's no wondering. Just will you command?
So just okay. So will you command?
Mm-hmm.
And then eum fortem, is that going to be strong? Like strong people?
Well, eum accusative, fortem accusative, esse infinitive.
Oh my goodness. So what?
Will you command
that the strong people?
No, will you command him to be?
So will you command him to be strong?
Mm-hmm.
Anego,
you baby.
Or that I be strong? Or that I will be strong? Or will I command?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna do it or am I gonna do it, right? Are you gonna tell him to be brave or shall I? commanded. Good. So is that a direct or an indirect question?
Well, I guess it's direct.
Yeah, it's just a direct question. We use indicatives. Is this happening or is that happening? It's not, he was wondering whether you would do it or I would do it. That's indirect. Just a direct question. Are you going to do it or shall I? Matt, will you take number 6?
Sure. Opprimarne ab ossibus anin fugam me conferum.
So tell me about the mood of the verbs.
A subjunctive.
So what kind of subjunctive do we have here? Punctuation helps.
I'm forgetting the name. It's the third one we did.
Yeah, deliberative.
Deliberative.
Deliberating. A rhetorical question, probably.
So, is it will I or
should I? Right?
Should I
decide?
Should I decide?
Opprimar, should I be overcome?
Oh yeah, okay. Should I be overcome by the enemies? Or should I bring them with me in Fugam in
So in plus the accusative is not in, but
into.
Yes. So into flight. Now where are you getting with me?
Cone. Bring with.
Yes.
Carry with.
Just carry with, but we don't use that really a lot in English. It has a con sense, but I think bring is just good enough. So should I bring, and then may is the direct object.
Or should I bring me into flight? I guess.
Yes.
Or should I go to flight?
Yes, betake myself to flight. Yes, carry myself into flight. Should I flee? Yes. Good. So that's a deliberative alternative question, right? We have 2 mutually exclusive alternatives. Marielle, will you take number 7?
So the none is indicating that you think the answer would be yes.
Yes, good.
Do you think this work is pleasing?
Where is you think?
There's a TB, which is dative.
Yes, meaning to you. It's not a verb.
To you, is this work pleasing?
Yeah, is this work pleasing to you? Right. You could say, do you like this work? But can you indicate that you want the answer yes? Leading the witness.
You think this work is pleasing, don't you?
Yeah. Don't you like this? This work? Yep. And then num illud opus clarissimum tibi placet?
So the you had, so this is, you wouldn't.
Where's you?
Oh, sorry, I'm just like kind of reading through it.
Okay.
So you don't, or sorry, this work isn't pleasing to you. Crazy Moon. This, it's not dear. It's
No, Clarus is dear. Clarus with an L is famous.
Oh, this work, this famous work isn't pleasing to you, is it?
Yeah, surely you don't like that super famous work, do you? I think it's terrible. Whatever it is. Chris, how about number 8?
Yeah. Sine mora ille actur librum conficiat. Got an exclamation point, so we're getting a command. A command, I think, or let us or allow us. Okay. So let us sine mora without delay. Conficiat. Prepare or
to finish.
Oh, okay. So let us. Oh, okay. So let us finish.
Is it let us?
That,
where are you getting us?
Oh no, it's third person. So
yeah.
Conficiat. So they finished.
No,
that.
It's singular, third person, but singular.
Oh, sorry, geez, it's singular. Yeah. So he finished that author's book without delay.
Close, but ille auctor is what case?
Auctor, Christ.
Anyone? Ille auctor, what case is that?
Nominative singular.
Nominative. Okay, so it's a subject, and then librum is accusative. So how do you translate it?
Okay, so he finished
let
author let him finish. Oh, let that author finish his book.
Yes.
So it's the object without delay.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Sophie, will you take number 9?
Sure. So is this one that has nay? So is this one optative?
Could be.
Or adjective?
It's adjective, yeah.
Okay. So great. Okay. So let us not hate. Let us not hate the bad opprimentum. What opprimus? Is that the
opprimo, opprimere. So opprim is a present participle. Opprimo, opprimere. Anyone? We have a nice English derivative.
The oppressing.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So let us not hate the bad the bad people who are oppressing us.
How many people?
The bad person who is oppressing.
Yes. Let us not hate the bad man oppressing us.
Okay. Oh, there's more. Oh gosh. Okay.
There's more.
I do not feel that he knows what agat. He knows what he does?
Yes, great. So quid agat in direct question. Non sentio, I don't think, in direct statement, that he knows, in direct question, what he's doing. Yeah, sometimes you wish humans were more stupid, so we didn't have to learn so many things, so many grammatical constructions, but we're smart, so we can come up with lots of tricky grammars. Okay. Matt, you want to take number 10?
Sure. Pater scit quanta pecunia nobis opus sit.
Mm-hmm.
The father knew.
Skiwit would be new. Skit is present.
Okay, the father knows
Mm-hmm.
that
Quanta?
Is it much money?
Yeah, how much money?
Okay, knows how much money. Has been opus to us.
Yeah. Opus est mihi means there is a need to me or I need. You need something in the ablative case. So the father knows
how much money or how much of our money.
How much money to us there is a need.
Okay.
Or idiomatically, how much money
we need.
Great. Euphemia, will you take number 11?
Frater a nobis persuit quanta severa in caelo essent. I was going to say father, but it's not father. The brother?
Yeah.
Persuit. Is it to search, to look for?
Yeah, or to ask even. He asked from us, or he sought from us. He asked us even.
So, brother asked to us, how many star, would you say stars or constellation?
Either.
How many stars there might be in the sky?
Just there are. So an indirect question requires a subjunctive. So there's no special force for the subjunctive. The grammar just requires that it be subjunctive. So but an indirect question in English uses an indicative. So we use an indicative in English. Brother asked us how many stars there are in the sky. The subjunctive just indicates we're an indirect question.
Right.
And anyone explain why we have essent here, whereas we had sit in the first one? Of course, the subject was singular in the first one, and it's plural here, but that's not what I'm looking for. Trying to understand. They're both subjunctive, but the tense has changed. Anyone explain that?
I think you have an imperfect subjunctive here, or no, you don't. Yeah, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a secondary tense, where the other one was a primary, and I think imperfect is the one you use when the action is contemporaneous in the past.
And present is contemporaneous in the present. So both questions, direct questions, were about the present. How much money do we need? How many stars are there in the sky? But because the head word, the verb that introduces the indirect question, in the first case is about the present, we use a present subjunctive. In the second case is perfect, so we use an imperfect subjunctive. Is that remembering this? Okay. Actually, Alex, back to you. Will you take number 12?
Yeah. Omnia superat amor et nos quedamos amori.
Mm-hmm.
So, superat amor. Love overcomes all things.
Yes. Love conquers everything.
And to be loved.
Amari would be to be loved. Amori. No.
Right. Right. Okay. So, love is masculine, but is it second declension or is it third? It's third. Amor, amoris. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is dative singular then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And quedamos. Quedaré. So this is present subjunctive.
Mm-hmm.
We and okay. And we should cede or yield to love.
Yes, let us also yield to love, right? Love conquers everything, so let's us also yield to love. This is from Virgil.
So this is the what's yeah. So I used the optative there, right? Which one was I doing that was the wrong one?
What did you say?
I said we should.
That's fine.
Okay.
That
was deliberative.
No, deliberative is a question. Should we?
Right. That's the only place they use should in this book, though. So
yeah,
that's not bad. Okay, so let us.
Okay. It's hortatory. Whatever you need to do to express an exhortation.
Okay.
We should do that is an exhortation.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Not as good though.
Not as good. Let us let's go. Right. That's exhortation. We should implies obligation.
Okay.
Pretty close, but not the same. Yeah. Okay. How are you feeling about these indirect questions and independent subjunctives? No looks of terror on Emily's face, so that's good. We'll come back and do some more, but I'd like to skip down to 27. And just so we don't forget those new adjectives that can also be used as pronouns. So, idem, right? Idem, eadem, idem, the same. Quidam, 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 a certain. Ipse, ipsa, ipsum, an intensifier, right? Which will often be with a word like self or very. And then iste, ista, istud, that of yours, often with a derogatory sense. Okay, so iste amicus me audit. Chris, will you take that?
Yeah, sorry, I just missed Easter. Sorry, I didn't write it
27.
down. Yeah. So okay, Easton. So that friend. Audit. God, what does that mean?
To hate.
Okay, so that friend hates me.
Yeah.
Men.
That friend of yours with a derogatory sense. That friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Hates me. Okay. And Marielle chimes in. Idem amicus me audit.
That same friend hates me.
Yeah, the same friend hates me. Sophie?
Would that be that friend himself hates me?
Yeah, the friend himself. Yeah, intensifying it. Hates me. How about 30, Matt?
I have seen that brother.
Yeah. But not Elum brother, that brother, but Eastum brother, that brother of yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Euphemia, you take 31.
I saw. Is it that same brother?
Yeah, I saw the same brother. Eundum, the same one. Same brother. Great. And Alex, 32.
I saw that very brother.
Yeah, I saw that very brother. And Marielle, how about 33?
I saw that very brother. Is it also Ipse?
Ipse, what gender number in cases Ipse?
Nominative.
Yeah.
Singular.
Who is it intensifying?
Oh, me. I saw that very brother.
I myself. Yeah. So Ipse, we use.
Or I myself saw that brother.
Yeah. I myself, you yourself, he himself, the thing itself, or the very thing. That's how we intensify. Latin just uses the same pronoun. You can tell what it's modifying because it's going to agree in gender, number, and case. Okay. This always throws people for a loop. So I myself saw the car would be ego ipse or ego ipsa, woman, vehiculum vidi. I myself saw the car. Right? I myself saw the UFO. Ego ipse UFO vidi. But what if I say I looked in the mirror and I saw myself? What is myself?
Isn't that going to be a reflexive pronoun?
Yeah, that's a reflexive. Great. So that's not an adjective, it's a pronoun. It's being used totally differently. It's the direct object of what you saw. So ego vidi what?
Me?
Me. Yes, ego me vidi. I saw myself. That's a pronoun. I myself saw the UFO. Myself in that case is an adjective. So it's ego ipsa. UFO vidi. We use the same word though in English. So this throws a lot of people for a loop. They're two different types of words. One's a pronoun, one's an adjective. One's reflexive, one's an intensifier. You have to think very carefully about which to use. Did the example clarify or muddy the waters?
That actually made reflexive pronouns make a lot more sense to me. In addition, so
Good.
Yeah.
Other questions? Okay, then let's Well, would you like to go back and practice some more independent subjunctives and indirect questions? Or would you like to do a synopsis? What do you think would be the last 15 minutes of class?
I would rather do more of the questions and subjunctives.
Okay. Anybody disagree? I saw Sophie nod her head. Rest of you. Okay, great. So we're on number 13. Omnes intellegere voluerunt quid homines illius temporis tanta mala passi essent. Alex, why don't you take that?
All right. Okay. Voluerunt. So omnis is my subject here.
Mm-hmm.
To understand. Voluerunt. To desire, right? Or will,
yes,
or something?
To will, to desire.
Okay.
Great.
So
Voluntary.
they wanted to understand, or
Omnis.
everyone wanted to understand. Quid homines illius temporis tanta passi essent. Okay. Which.
So quid, if you look down here, means why. It can be used as a question or meaning why.
Okay. Okay. Why the men?
Mm-hmm.
Why those men?
Mm-hmm. Well, why the men?
No. Why the men of that time?
Mm-hmm.
Passi essent. Passus. This is a deponent.
Good.
Verb that means. I can't remember.
Passion.
Okay.
Is something you suffer.
Okay.
Experience.
Gotcha. Like the passion. I got you. I'll remember it that way. Okay.
Great. If you're patient, you're patiens, you're suffering.
Okay. So, why the men of that time suffered so much evil stuff, things.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So many evil things. If we want to be strictly precise, we would say had suffered. Good. So again, we use the subjunctive merely because it's an indirect question, and Latin requires a subjunctive and indirect question. We don't have to have any potential sense or deliberative sense, right? It's just the grammar of indirect question in Latin needs a subjunctive. Euthymia number 14.
So, but when you said had suffered, is it that's because this is isn't this a perfect passive?
It's a pluperfect subjunctive.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it indicates we had a question about something that had already happened, or everybody had wanted to understand the answer to a question about something in the past.
Gotcha.
Euthymia?
Okay. 14, right? Spirit hunc oratorem quidissum divitalum esse. Okay. They know.
Mm-hmm.
These This is oratorium is gender, right?
No, it's accusative.
Okay, so they know that these.
Singular.
They know that this orator, speaker. To be of. Okay, so cupidissimum is the most desirous.
Yes, extremely desirous.
Extremely desirous, and then of the wealth.
Yeah.
Okay. So they know that this speaker is of the most desirous wealth.
No, cupidissimum is about the speaker. It's accusative.
Oh, okay.
So they know that the speaker is very greedy of wealth, is most desirous of wealth.
Okay.
So what kind of construction do we have in the subordinate clause?
The accusative and indirect, not indirect, infinitive.
Yeah, the accusative infinitive, which means we are in indirect statement. Great. Okay.
One day I'll get it.
Hey, today you got it. Not the first time, but you got it. So, Matt, number 15.
They know that, or they know who.
Quabobrem means for which reason or why.
Okay. They know for which reason he or they know for which reason the speaker
Hick. This
why this speaker is most desirous of money.
Yeah. Great. So what kind of construction do we have here?
Is this a usive? Or gessive, I mean?
It's not an independent subjunctive. It's a subordinate clause.
Okay.
It's none of those independent subjunctives.
Oh, indirect question?
An indirect question. They know why this orator was most desirous of money, right? They know the answer to the question, why does this orator want so much money? Yeah. Okay. Sophie, will you take number 16?
Okay, so is
Actually, let's skip. Let's move to 19.
Okay. To 19? Okay, so Utrum, that's going to be with the and, right? So that's, okay, that's an either or kind of question.
Exactly.
Okay, and then, okay, so our country, Serware, so, Conaberis. Okay, so that one is the main verb, and it's in the future. And what does it mean?
Conor, Canari, Conatusum. Deponent. You just
okay.
Conor.
I can't remember.
To try. Yeah, great.
Okay, all right. Okay, so will you try to serve our country?
No.
Or not?
Yeah. You gonna try to save our country or no?
Okay.
Chris, will you take the next one? 20.
quaerimus utrum nostram patriam servare conatura sis necne. Okay. Quaerimus let's no. Things like to seek? No.
Yeah, we seek. We
seek.
are asking. We are asking.
Okay, we are asking utrum. That is. That's not one of the new things we had.
Yeah, it is. So it's not one of the independent subjunctives, but it introduces an alternative question where there are two alternatives. So we are wondering whether this is the case or that is the case.
Okay. Whether our country.
What case is our country?
These are both accusatory.
Yeah, so don't take them as the subject.
Okay. Okay, so we are wondering whether not conatura.
Yeah, conatura sis is our paraphrastic. We are wondering whether.
So, I know it means to try, but we are wondering whether if no.
Yeah, we are wondering whether.
Okay, if whether.
And then
whether. I'm sorry.
Cease. What person is that?
That should just be first person.
Second. Sim. Not so whether I am, but whether cease.
Whether you.
You are conatura. Future active participle.
Whether trying. So are you?
Future. Going to try. We're wondering whether you are going
to try. Servare. So to serve.
To serve or to save.
If you're save Nostra Patriam, our country, necne or not.
Or not. Great. Marielle, how about the first sentence of 21? Or the first two sentences?
A certain person was holding a certain sword.
And then the next one?
He said...
No, dedit, not dixit.
Mm.
Dodari dedidatus, I think it was first or second.
He...
Dodari, to give.
Oh, he gave a certain one?
What case is that? Kui?
Dative?
Yeah, so a certain guy had a certain sword, and he gave it
to a certain person.
To a certain person, right? This is very indefinite. Okay. Is post dedit ali. Is erat idem qui primus habebat. Alex?
It's like, so he afterwards he gave it to another, to some others.
Another guy. It's singular.
To another, one person. Is erat idem. Idem is the same. And this is accusative, so qui primus habebat. Okay. he was the same person who first was holding it?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's that first certain guy who had the sword, who gave it to another guy, who gave it to another guy. Yeah. Okay. Matt, will you take the next one?
I'm sorry, which number?
22.
22, okay. They believe.
So credant is a fact. They believe.
Okay.
Credant is not indicative. Ne credant.
Okay. Would it be let them not believe? Let them not believe that.
Great. I'm so happy you did that. Because verbs of believing often take an indirect statement, but here is just to believe in or to trust somebody.
Okay. Let them not trust the young people who desire money.
Yeah. How many young people though?
The young person.
Yeah, the young man. We would need dative singular. Cupido desirous of money. Yeah. And then euthymia 23. Oh, so well, 22. What kind of subjunctive is that, Matt?
That one would be the would that be the it's either the jussive or the yeah, I think it's adjussive.
Yeah. Great. And then euthymia, will you take the next one?
Utinam serius ne confiterevis. If only you will confess, if only you will not confess like to the wicked deed.
Yeah, if only you will not confess the crime. Okay. I don't know if you did or not, but hopefully you don't confess it, I guess. Okay, so for the quiz, there will be parsing in responding to our request. I took off the vocab, the parsing, and then, but there'll be parsing with the kind of verbs that we've been seeing. And then I'm going to ask you to give a brief synopsis of a deponent verb. It will only be indicative forms, but I'll ask you to give the indicative forms of a deponent verb. So use this as an excuse to practice or review any of the passive forms in any of the conjugations that we, in all of the conjugations. And then for exercise 2, they're all really short sentences. There are 6 of them, so I'm going to say you only have to do 1 through 5, but I'm going to do 6. I don't mind. Okay. And if you don't get to them all, at least identify the construction, right? If you can't form it, most important is that you can look at that and say, I see a deliberative subjunctive. I see a potential subjunctive. I see a hortatory subjunctive, or I see an indirect question. Great. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon.